Okay, so as you guys know, I'm always sitting down with guests, hearing what they hear about things. But a lot of times you guys are asking me, what do I think about things? I get some of it across in the show, a lot of it across on Twitter. But we thought we'd do some quick videos on what I think about some of the hot issues of the day. And you guys are always asking me about the 2016 election. Believe it or not, we have 11 more months of this thing. I feel like we've been doing this for 5 years already, and some of these guys have been running their whole lives. But yes, the election is coming. Let's talk about the Democrats first, because there's really only two of them, right? Sorry, Martin O'Malley, it's not going to happen this time. You've got Bernie and you've got Hillary. So Bernie, quick. As I've said many times before, I really like Bernie. I think he's talking about the right things. I think money in politics may be the biggest problem we have in America, because everything stems from that, right? Because we have our warped system. I think talking about the 99% and the 1% is big. I have mentioned many times before that really, when they talk about the 1%, in a lot of polls, it looks like the 1% is around 400 grand a year. At 400 grand a year, yeah, you're doing well, you're doing better than me, but you know what? You're not pulling strings, right, at 400 grand a year. You're not even pulling strings at 5 million a year. When we talk about the 1%, what we really should be talking about is the 0.1%. People with hundreds of millions of dollars and billions of dollars that are just pouring money into the system, right? And the horrible Supreme Court decision that allowed them to do this. So I think Bernie basically is talking about the right things, you know, free college and stuff like that. I hope we can pay for it, but within what I can understand about a candidate, I do like him. I do fear that a socialist from New Hampshire, a lot of people are not going to get on board with that, especially people in the middle of the country. And, you know, there's only a couple states that really matter, because we know the way the map works out. So it always, at this point, basically comes down to Florida, Ohio, Colorado, Pennsylvania. And I'm not sure that he can pull all those. Of course, he'd have to beat Hillary in a primary to get there, so we shall see. Hillary, yeah, this has been a pretty uninspiring campaign. As a general rule, I like her better than the Republicans. I think she's at her best when she's being attacked. So like in the Benghazi hearing, I think she was good. I think she's been pretty good in the debates. But you know, her husband was president, and George W. Bush's dad was president, and now his brother wants to be president. We left England so that we wouldn't have to have families that ruled over us for forever. That's a big strike against her in my book. I do think, you know, breaking that glass ceiling would be nice, and I basically think she's a decent person. So I really do hate it when people on the left, on the far left especially, are framing that she's a neocon and she's exactly like the Republicans. It's just silly. I do have a sense that she understands the way government works and is trying to make things better, but I don't love her by any stretch. I know people are going to be angry at me on that one. As for the Republicans, they're all pretty terrible, right? They just all are pretty terrible. I've watched the debates. They're ridiculous. You know, Trump has this thing so mixed up, has everyone so defensive and so crazed that we can't really get a sense of who the real candidates are, right? Bush has been terrible. I mean, absolutely terrible. I feel like they've got like a gun behind him and they're like, you're running for president whether you like it or not. And he does not like it. I think he's pretty uninspiring, right? Trump is just, it's over the top and ridiculous. Who the hell knows, right? Nobody knows what to do about that. Kasich, yeah, you know, he's basically okay. Is he going to be president? Probably not. Carly Fiorina, is she going to be president? Probably not. I think it would be interesting just to watch her debate with Hillary, two really strong women, but that wouldn't make me vote for anyone, certainly. Who else you got? I think Marco Rubio, even though I strongly disagree with him on some of the religious stuff and when he talks about abortion, I think at least he's in the right line of work. You know, I think he has a compelling story, his growing up and, you know, children of immigrants and all of that stuff. But yeah, he's a little too rehearsed and all that, and I hate to make it about the theatrics of television, but I think he's at least somebody that should be a politician, I suppose. Who else? Ben Carson. I mean, Ben Carson's not going to be president. He should be a neurosurgeon. That's a specific job, and that's a pretty good job, and he should probably stick to that. So I don't know who to support out of any of these guys. What I would like to see in general is that if we could talk about the ideas more instead of just the day-to-day, this person said that thing and this person and gotcha this. And, you know, the debates have been pretty bad. I think the moderators have been pretty bad. So I would like to see more big idea stuff. Let's really talk about what role government should have. Let's talk about really what are the ways that we can make the economy work better. What are the ways that the tax system can be fairer? You know, all of this stuff. But unfortunately, we get caught in all this nonsense. So look, I love talking about it. I love thinking about it. And we're going to keep going, and we'll see how ridiculous it gets. All right. you.